Indeed. And greetings upon you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me again. Another day, another moment to say hello to beloved Shannon and Nana, to our beloved Jovan, to Jobot herself. Mine friends. Love you so much, Lee. Love you so much, Lee. Thank you, Jovan, for sending some love to us as well. The Grin Reaper himself. It's been a forever. It's been a forever, you know? If this moment is forever, it's been a moment. It's nice to see you too, Fred. Thank you for joining us, man. Even on B, coming in strong with the love. Joy V, tuning in on the YouTubes. It's been a while since you've made a silly face. It was. It was. I felt a little bit silly today. I feel a little bit silly. I feel good. I feel like I'm learning, as we always do, you know. Maybe I'm just being a good student. Maybe I've always been learning, but now I'm trying to be a good student at least. Realizing, really realizing that the lesson we're here for is one of separation. Everything. It's Guyana. Guyana herself. Am I freaking flicking myself with bong water? I think so. Thank you, Guyana, for joining me, friend. It's so nice to see your name again. I've missed you. We've talked about you a little bit as well, me and Jovan, and sending so many good vibes. Some water on my weed as well. Student for life. And not only, like, wow, what a trippy way to say that is actually. Not only are we students for life, but as the living, we are students. AKA, the fact that you are alive, right? Alive is actually a paradox in my mind, you know, because you're alive, right? You consider yourself alive, but you consider yourself alive because you're a biological entity, as in the version of you that you are is alive, right? But if you weren't alive, you would still be life, but you wouldn't be alive. And I know. I'm not making any sense. The point I'm trying to make is the fact that this world that we're in is separation. The fact that you're alive right now means that you're actually not alive. Means that you're actually in a space which is not the fullness of who you are. The cosmic giggle then being the fact that you are everything. Literally everything. And within being everything, you wanted to, for at least a little bit, be. The word that comes to mind is nothing, but we know that you're not nothing, right? But you're just before nothing. You know, like there goes everything, and then there's some stuff between everything, and then there's nothing. And we're like somewhere, somewhere in between. But always, at least in this realm of existence, experiencing separation. You know, if you find yourself completely alone, you believe you're completely alone. There's nobody else around you, there's nobody to talk to, yada, 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 yada. And in that space, you feel alone. But at the same time, you have literally trillions. I mean, yeah, literally trillions of cells, as in other little consciousnesses, individualized expressions of the infinite. And yet, you can still consider yourself alone. Literally trillions. There's trillions of beings on your body right now, in your body right now, doing their little jobs, ensuring that you stay alive. You've never been alone, but you came here to be. How about that? Maybe you came here to be. Like, if not alone, alone in this moment, I'm trying to connect to this idea of separation. If separation, the feeling that I am separate, brings with it the feeling of I am alone, then you are here to feel the feeling of I am alone in separation, instead of feeling I am alone in complete unity. Does this make sense? That doesn't make sense to me, you know. So if it makes sense to you, fucking liar. I mean, it makes sense in the way that it doesn't make sense. Being everything and then experiencing, forgetting everything to experience something as yourself, to experience separation as the self, even though separation is not possible within the self. It's a whole paradox. It's impossible to understand, but we're going to continue trying. Thank you. Thank you for choosing within the infinite experiences that are worth having for having this one with me today. Tyler Blozak is here again saying, how dangerous is South Africa in your opinion? Thinking of going biking down there. Don't want to get shot or mugged. Well, Tyler, I haven't been shot or, well, I mean, I don't know. I haven't been shot or mugged. Period. I haven't been shot or mugged. But I am N of one. You know, if you go N of more of population, that number might change a little bit. But I'm not sure though, friend. It's relatively safe. It depends on your demeanor, I believe actually, the way you carry yourself. And I know that I am naive. I'm naive because I got given a body that is not very attackable, I guess. So nobody has tried to attack me. But I don't know your body, Tyler. I don't know who you are as a person. I don't know how you carry yourself. If I were to give you recommendations and you had to come to South Africa to come and bike, yeah, biking. Then come with someone, friend. Don't do it alone. Tyler Blowsack, thank you for asking though. Good tidings to you, Reddit chatters. Love to you too, Gob. Thank you for joining me, friend. We have 377 friends watching. Sending love to Shannon and Anna. God morning. Gob is on the YouTubes as well. See you out here yesterday. So much love. You were just anointing yourself. Thank you, Jovi. I love that. Oh, you friends crack me up. Just me and my eyelash mites, just chilling together. Don't please, please, Jovi. Weirdly enough, I put some aloe vera on my face today, and it has like a slimy texture to it. And I thought to myself, this slimy, sticky texture, that is probably what my skin likes, right? And then I put it on my face, and my face kind of gets taut, if that makes any sense. Like it feels tighter. Like I couldn't move my face as efficiently as I usually am able to. And I was thinking to myself of all of those poor face mites drowning in aloe vera goo. And I was like, you poor assholes. Die. Joy Vive, so much love to you, friend. Lane is here as well. Dude, how are you, man? It's so nice to see you. I'm tired and moody. Says God. Fine. Fine, God. To you too, friend. Why are you tired and moody? I mean, tired probably because you didn't sleep enough. Moody, is there anything in particular that's making you moody? Is it separation, God? Is it the separation making you moody? I'm freaking. God is like looking at me kind of like playing with his moodometer. Moodometer? Moodometer. Shooting a little bit. I feel that. I feel you too, Lane. You're always moody. Technically, yes. Technically, all of us are always moody, right? Because no matter what mood you have, technically, that would make you moody. Hmm? Maybe moody is supposed to be if someone says, "Oh, he's in the mood," right? So then it's supposed to be a negative thing. So God was finding himself exploring the infinity of difficulty. He has been gifted literal patience by the universe, and now the universe is gonna give him more things to be patient about. How about that, Gob, for a cosmic giggle? It's like, oh yeah, you want more patience? Yes, please, universe. And the universe is like, okay. Little bitch doesn't know what he's guessing, what he's asking for. And he's like, what was that, universe? No, nothing. No, nothing. Gives you more patience. At the same time, gives you exponentially more to be patient about. Weirdly enough, that's been my trip, Gob. The more patient I get, the more patience I get to practice. Which is like, bruh, please, please, universe, please. Oh, cosmic giggle tick. Oh yes, dude, exactly that. I'm so extra. I'm looking at that. You first correct me up. Okay, Lane. Tired here. Thank you for asking. How are you? How are you, Lane? What's going on your side? I'm also tired. Couldn't sleep well last night. Interesting. We have a bunch of tired friends in this space right now. Is the feeling of being tired also technically the feeling of being separate? You know, that there is this energy center within you that is this feeling of not being tired. And it's there in you. But now being tired, you feel somehow separated from this part of you that is energetic, knowing full well that you can never be separate from that part of you that's energetic. But because you get to experience separation and the feeling of being tired, you get to sleep well the next day and learn from your separation, even though you can't be separate. Does this make sense? You're like, Melt? No. No, Melt. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. You remain in connection with all other webs of relationship. Yeah, yeah. There it goes. This body is a third dimensional form of attention. I think this is one of my favorites. At least it's just like a concept. That this body, the you that you think you are, isn't you as much as it is a version of you paying attention as yourself. Right? That this body is a third dimensional form of attention. How trippy is that? That you were so concentrated that you came into this moment as yourself, dropping pebbles into the field of awareness. Everything is a web of relationship, and you remain in connection with all webs of relationship. You have available to you everything and all of creation, and any perception is true as long as you choose to believe it. Are you going to believe in separation, friend? Hello, fabulous fractals. Rambler. Aru. Hello to you. Thank you for joining me, friend. Are you going to believe that you're separate? I don't know if I want to. There just flew a beautiful little flock of birds over my head, over top my head. They look like parrots, weirdly enough. They had longer tails, but I haven't seen them here before. I've had a good day watching the birds. There seems to be some sort of rivalry between these black and white birds with like long tail feathers and those ones that I shared with you yesterday. Sorry, Jovan. It seems my mind didn't allocate enough resources to the name of these little dudes. Something chested. Something chested, right? Amber, no. Violet chested. You know what I'm talking about now. But for some reason, they seem to dislike the black and white birds. And then every single time a black and white bird finds itself on the ground, they like dive bomb it. And then those black and white birds go and sit in that little mulberry tree, the one that complexly kind of contorts over itself. And then they'll sit and wait in that tree. And then if any of the other brightly blue colored birds try and sit in that tree, then they do these little hoppy things where they hop closer to them as a collective in the tree, chasing them away again. And I was just like in awe. I was like constructing this whole story in myself of individuals, that one of these birds is like the leader slash ultimate bully in the group, and they would like hype each other up. So after they would like dive bomb one of the other birds, they would sit next to each other on a branch, and they would do these. They they lift their head up and they scream into the air, and then they do it towards one another. So I felt like there was genuinely a sense of satisfaction or approval that they were giving one another for being assholes. And I was so deeply invested and fascinated by their behavior. I'm still like I can't stop watching them. I just wish I could get closer to them at this point, see even more of their little behaviors. And then again, connecting with this feeling of separation or the lack thereof. To see these birds, like I was thinking of it from this perspective of the other birds are still birds, but they happen to be black and white with long tail feathers, and these other birds that tend to be the assholes were brightly colored blue and pinkish reddish, so they definitely look different. But to us as human beings, both of them are birds. So just watching these birds kind of attacking other birds, creating this again story of separation of you are this and I am that. And because I am that, I am going to have to get this away from here because if you get food means I get less food. And how if it wasn't for that story within them, they wouldn't be who they are. They wouldn't live the lives that they're living right now. They wouldn't hype each other up after chasing one of the other birds away if they didn't believe in separation, if they weren't here to experience in some way a sense of separation. And it's almost like this experience where the birds are teaching me things. Every single time I get to this point of anxiety or stress within humanness, within the things I want to do as a human, within the things I believe I'm supposed to achieve, I just look at the birds, just like straight up screaming in the air, flying about, chasing each other around, eating bugs. I also had a moment of envisioning this yard we have as like an open plate because there's a bunch of crickets burrowing into the ground. So every single time I go and give water, as the water flows into the ground, the crickets kind of come up to the surface, and then the birds are just like feasting. And I was wondering to myself, are crickets just kind of everywhere where there's grass? But the grass that is, everywhere else is just a little bit longer, and then because this grass is kind of short, the birds have access. I was really thinking about the birds today. Just thinking about the simplicity of the life they live. Thinking of myself as these little birds, really trying to melt away any sense of separation there is between us. You friends have helped show me a lot about the burbs, Shannon and Nana. I'm having a hard time reading right now. Let me see if I can do this. That's a chill Snuggy. I'm sorry to hear that, Lane. I hope you don't have a hard day ahead of you. He'll be fine. Lane is a machine. He's also 18, which helps. I'm sorry to hear that. The universe is always on some monkey paw type of shenanigans. Be careful what you wish for. I wish for enough abundance to feed the world. I've carefully wished for this one multiple times at this point. Enough abundance to feed the world. That's it's gonna be a lot of abundance. But we're gonna keep wishing. So happy to hear that, Joe. Must be all that love I was sending you yesterday. Did I miss something? I'm feeling lovely today. There we go. I'm so happy to hear that. Like a chill, snuggly mushy. Mushy mush. I smoked right before sleep last night, so my whole body feels like a puddle on the floor, which makes me mushy. I'm a mushy lane brain. Lane brain. Love to you, Javad. I'm so happy to hear you're feeling better, friend. It makes me happy to see us all ebb and flowing. Like I had this realization that as the more the space grows, the more stable it will become in the general amount of feeling we have because we're all ebb and flowing in our own frequency. So since we're all ebb and flowing in our own frequencies, eventually that frequency will just be a straight line, a solid note of love, a show of truth, if you will. That sounds heavenly, Jobo. I'm soberer than a lawnmower. I mean, lawnmowers do take in a lot of grass. So I don't know if lawnmowers are sober. Gobbledygoo. Lilac breasted roller. Thank you. Thank you, Jovan. Birds can be naughty things. They can definitely. And again, like we talked about this a little bit yesterday, this feeling of dinosaurs. Oh man, they almost did it again, where one of the birds dove at the other one, and then as he was flying back, one of the other birds was trying to hype him up, but he didn't want any of the hype. so he didn't hype with him. Like that's what they do as well, and I was curious about that. They only get super into it if they're both hyping one another. Like they won't, yeah, 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 alone. They only, yeah, 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 when they're doing it together. And I was like, interesting behavior. Such cool little dudes. Seriously, lilac-breasted rollers. Thank you, Jovan. I'll see if my brain is like, yeah, well, I guess we can make some space. Gabby do, so proud of you. Tired and made it like 2 weeks. And then my family decided to visit the week, and I had to wash down the panic, cleansing with zesty breathing. I like that. You know, to zesty breathing, Jovan. Yes, I'm going to breathe so much zest right now. I don't think my bong is full. There we go. To breathing zestily. To melting separation. To melting separation. Hmm. Melting separation. Easier. Easier. Easier said than done. It's easier said than done. Melting the separation. Especially since we're not technically supposed to. You know, that on some level, we came here to experience this level of separation. And yet, at the same time, slash, in previous times, we already have. That if we came here as a collective humanity, as awareness, as the fundamental node of awareness, coming here to experience through the human being, through the human nature, through the humanity as a whole, a certain experience, a certain sense of separation. And now, having experienced that sense of separation, us as a collective humanity, you know, and you can think of it as DNA pushing us towards this. I do like to think of it as DNA partly pushing us towards this, but just on the psychic level, you know, the collective psyche of humanity has kind of gotten a little bit fed up with being separate, with being considered cogs to a machine, of being considered nothing more than hands that produce things and buy things. To really start to see ourselves as a united front, to see us completely united with this reality and with one another. And I don't know how that's going to work exactly. I don't know what steps are going to be necessary to be taken. I don't know what the platform would have to look like, what the device that reaches us as individuals would look like, what the connectivity between one another is going to look like, what community is going to look like, what our towns are going to look like, how our cities are going to be built going forward. Huh. He makes good points. You know what he's saying to me? At least is the way I'm interpreting what he's saying to me. He's telling me that I need to learn the right sounds. How did you know that, little bird? I need to know the right sounds? Because that's how they communicate. That's him. That's him. They can make sounds at one another, and they make the sounds an echo. as in one of them makes a sound and then the other one makes a sound as well. So there's a sense of union, there's a sense of we are the same. Within the sounds, they make it one another. Clever verb. Hmm. What sounds do I need to start making? My mind goes to tones. It's like you have to speak in tones, and I'm like, dude, what do you mean speak in tones? Like technically we're already doing that. Weirdly enough, the human voice language is just a lot of sine waves combined into multiple different, well, combined into a single frequency, but multiple different frequencies, multiple different sine waves combining into the frequency that's coming out of my face right now. Oh goodness. So within those frequencies, I need to find the right ones, and then I need to speak of those. Which frequency would resonate with every single human mind to the point of union? That freaking bird. Yassi. Clever bird. That's some cool shit. Nice. Oh goodness. What is that bird? Hey, Daniel is joining us. This man's. How you doing, dude? How's life treating you? Yeah, Joe, but my family makes me want to get intoxicated when I'm around them. Mine too. That seems to be a. I would be unsurprised if not all of us had that same kind of reaction. Like for me, it's my dad. My dad makes me want to furiously smoke marijuana. Furiously, like if I could, I would just carry my bong with me, having conversations with my dad. And then every single time my dad says something that Ryan has taught me is called a pinch. When someone says something and it hurts you, it actually hurts you. Like a pinch. In the way that a pinch will hurt, but it doesn't do permanent damage. Words can hurt, but don't necessarily do permanent damage. Not in the way that actual assault would. Right? Okay. I'm over explaining it. So these pinches, like every single time my dad pinches me, just smokes bong, coughs a little bit, forget completely what he just said, and see what I'm like, sweat it. You wanna, you wanna try that again? You wanna try that again? It would be pretty funny. I'm not sure if it would be the healthiest coping method. You're already enough abundance to feed the world. There is already enough abundance to feed the world. The gatekeepers of the abundance, like the status quo is. I completely agree with that, Joy V. So when I say I want enough abundance to feed the world, it is a dual statement within manifestation. And Brother Ryan says the same thing when I say that, statement or that manifestation. But the way that I consider it, and this is something that Ryan shared with me as well, is that every single time I say I'm manifesting enough abundance to feed the world, I'm saying it from the perspective of not even receiving the abundance myself, but manifesting it in a way where the words you speak and the actions you take cause certain effects. So when I say I'm manifesting enough abundance to feed the world, I'm more asking for the skills and the words to convince those gatekeepers to spread that abundance throughout the world, to feed the world. And the way that I would like to start doing it is just to, and this is the way that I think of it as short term. Before feeding the entire world, I'll feed parts of the world where I'll just create these essential stores, literal essential stores. You go and get the essentials and you pay nothing. You don't have eggs, need eggs, you go and get yourself some eggs at the essential store if you don't have the resources to get it. I'm looking forward to that as well. The gatekeepers. I need to know who to speak to. Can someone please take me to your manager? I'll cut the back of my head, yo. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'll become Uber Karen if it means speaking to the manager. Let me speak to please. Let me speak to the manager. I need to speak to the manager. People are dying out there, yo. People are actually there are people actually dying. Can we please do something about that? There's enough abundance. Daniel, so much love to you, friend. I'm playing with crows. That's pretty lit, dude. You're actually in the bird vibes as well today, man. It costs money to produce food. It does cost money to produce food, friend, but the amount of worth that humans are contributing to the planet in the money outweighs the amount of money it costs to produce the food, you know? Like the amount of food that's being produced right now is already mostly robotic. Like we have tractors that drive themselves now. They plow the land themselves, they plant the seeds themselves, they harvest themselves. Like that's where we're going, dude. So we have to figure out a way to take care of human beings if we're going to keep optimizing and automating all of our human behaviors, you know, like we're taking the physical work aspect out of it. So we're going to have to transition to a mental economy, you know, instead of just the physical building with material, we're going to start building with light in the same way you do with your imagination. It costs money to produce food. Ever heard of the Venus Project, Mel? I think I have, Daniel. I think your friends have told me about that. This is the weirdest bird call. He is definitely saying something, you know. I interpreted at most, but there's something that came out of his face. It reads like you need a babblefish. A babblefish. So my mind generated two possibilities. One, a fish that has like a biggish looking mouth, and they call it a babblefish because it has a big mouth. And then the second fish that just breathes in a way that looks like he's babbling. Both of those are probably incorrect, but please do let me know what a babblefish is, Joy V. How insightful of Ryan. Man is so in tune as well, Cobb. I will keep that insight in my awareness. Please, please do, Ryan. Always. How are you feeling, Gob? I know you felt a little bit tired and moody before. Are you feeling better at this point? Is there something you would like to steer us towards, especially within this topic of separation? You know, like I'm thinking in this moment about your doggos, you know, and the amount of joy I have in my heart to know that instead of fighting one another, they're like the best homies in the world. And you get to provide a world for them. And within this world, they have a gobbledygoo and themselves, you know, for one another. Like there's no separation in that situation, huh? So beautiful, but they. What have they taught you, man? Have you been paying attention to their teachings? Y'all are talking about universal basic income. There we go, Daniel. That as well, friend. We'll have to do that. It's inevitable. I went and made tea. Hopefully, I wake up a little bit more. Do you have caffeine in your tea, Elaine? What tea are you drinking? The tea that I usually drink is rooibos tea, but it doesn't have caffeine in it. It's like a feature. They made the bug a feature. Uh, it's kind of funny how most foods cost is actually the packaging and the cost of moving the food. Exactly, Daniel. Exactly. And you know that distribution network is the thing that is technically lacking, and that's why the world as a whole doesn't have food just yet. I've seen concepts of future grocery stores where food is grown on site with hydroponics. Looks pretty cool, huh, dude? I think your dog is stalking you. She's quite creative, dude. She does a little bit of everything. Like I feel she has been one of the best teachers in my life. Watching Pippi have like a bone in between her little paws, laying on her back, just chewing on this bone, and then the bone dropping next to her face, and then her looking for it, and then getting the bone back, just playing with, like, just watching the amount of presence. Like, there's nothing else. There's nothing else in the universe other than that moment for her. She teaches me, dude. She stalks me as well, maybe. What kills me is produce is so much more expensive than everything else. It's the transportation and the keeping fresh, you know, like the refrigeration costs, keeping things cold enough, especially with the heating world, to get it into like the center of a city or into a state somewhere. Transportation cost is the big thing. Yo, there's a gorgeous bird. I think it's a woodpecker. It has like a white chest. Oh goodness! One of the other birds just jumped on top of him. I would try and show you, but you won't be able to see right now, unfortunately. There. Just little black blobs. So this one is the woodpecker, and this one just like landed on top of that one. And then after he landed, he jumped off there, and then this one kind of like flared his wings and was like, "You wanna step up, bitch? I'll freaking peck your wood in or something." I don't know. Man, I feel like I'm living in the middle of a Nat Geo episode, watching these burpee dudes. Man, I want to show you these dudes as well. No, 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 no. That's the blue dudes I was talking about a little bit earlier. There's one in the tree as well. They did it for a second. See, they're kind of like asshole-ish with each other as well. Let's see if they're gonna chase that dude away now. See, now they're landing on that tree. They're checking him out. Coming closer, coming closer. You see? You see, now they're hyping each other up. What is that? What is, it's so crazy. Like I've been loving it. I've been so entrenched in the drama of these birds. Maybe I'm maybe I'm losing my mind. Is this what losing your mind looks like? Starts reflecting. Oh, oh no. I'm just paying attention. I'm just paying attention. Natalie is here as well. One of my Earl Grey is one of my favorite black teas. Are you having some Earl Grey today? I do believe it has caffeine in as well, so I'm sure it will help to wake you up a little bit. Love Earl Grey. I'm actually off. I'm actually diffusing bergamot oil right now. Are you doing it? I don't know why, but my brain is making that connection right now. Are you doing it with the tea? Friends, Natalie, especially Shannon and Nana, because I love bergamot. There we go. It's so tasty and sweet all of its own. Bergamot is a tea in of itself, right? I do believe. But yeah, you need to check out the Venus Project. It's exhaustively what you're talking about. I'm not surprised, friend. The things I'm talking about is not new. I'm not being like, oh, look at me coming up with groundbreaking information. Worship me for it. No, I don't know jack shit. Yo, I'm like 24 years old. I'm still learning. I believe I'll know enough to start doing things like building cities when I'm 44, maybe. So like 20 years, 2 decades of like more learning necessary, right? But these things exist. These things can exist. The point is now in getting that information out there in a way that people can feel it in their hearts and then can start making actionable choices in order to move in that direction. Like it's a node thing, you know. Every single one of us that gets to have this conversation, gets to hear these words, gets to feel things for ourselves, get to build a repertoire of the stuff that we have about that. And then when we go out into the world and we have a conversation, and any of the stuff we talk about here comes up, you have a little bit more of a fractal to pull from, and you get to experience and share even more depth in that conversation than you would be able to if you didn't have these conversations. And that's the point of these streams. That's why I do it every day. I'm not saying I know anything that you don't, but saying these things to one another is how we kind of get things done. It's how we move forward. It's how we encourage one another. Earl Grey, oat milk, and honey. I haven't had oat milk just yet. Does sound nice though, especially with some tea. Earl Grey smells like a fruity pebbles cereal. I don't like Earl Grey, unfortunately. Like Earl Grey is not necessarily. Maybe I haven't had Earl Grey. No, I think I have. I don't particularly enjoy it. Not without sugar, that is. Like especially without sugar, it's too difficult for me. Maybe the honey would help, but rooibos is like it's like drinking almost like a rosy, flowery, floral tea. The founder of the Venus Project was given awards by the UN for city design and his ideas for a resource-based economy. Thank you, Daniel, for sharing, friend. I'm sure he was. You know, these things are moving us closer to the right direction, the direction we want to go in. Going to meet up with my cellist and hopefully finish up these last few songs. The new album is just about ready. This freaking dude. Lane, cheers to you, man. His new album is almost ready. This man has published multiple albums, like legitimately. If you have the time and the curiosity, Lane Butler Music on Bandcamp, you'll find our homie. That is awesome, and it is. He's so freaking cool. Uh, what's that oil they added to Earl Grey? That is way too flavored for me. Oil? They added oil to Earl Grey? I don't know about that, but I don't know about much about tea in general. Cheers, Lane. Love you, man. Have a best day, dude. Beautiful time you're having there. Pleasantly jealous of you. Don't be jealous, friend. I am you, experiencing this time. You experiencing me experiencing this time. Me experiencing you experiencing me experiencing you. So, yeah. Light now, we're here. We're together at this moment, friend. Don't be jealous. Be happy with me. So much love to you. Crows versus owls is quite chaotic around here. Crows versus owls. They're fighting one another as well, Cavendish. The crows versus the owls. I believe crows would eat owl babies. Crows have no chill, yo. Owls would probably eat crow babies as well. Owls have no chill. so, so I can see them hating one another. Jacques Franco was the dude's name. Thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate you sharing information, friend. The babblefish is small, bright yellow fish which can be placed someone's ear in order for them to be able to hear any language translated into the first language. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Thank you, Joy V. I actually remember that part. I don't think did they put that in the movie? Or that was just in the books, wasn't it? At least the amount of depth that they went into, the fact that that fish evolved specifically for that reason, independently, specifically evolved to translate different languages, and you put it inside your ear. How freaking crazy, Joy V. Thank you for sharing that. I completely forgot about that little fractal. Yeah, that is good stuff. That is so good stuff, dude. Like if you have to read a book instead of watching the movie, it's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It wasn't the movie too, was it? Okay, good. Like the thing that they didn't put in the movie that was like, I feel for me almost my favorite part of the entire book. It's the being that the main character kept murdering over and over again. Christian, you win your Wittritschang. I mean, am I doxing my right now? Where does one acquire such fish? I need it for reasons. I think we all do, especially if we're gonna go through the desert, Christian. We're gonna need freaking babblefish in our ears, dude, if we're gonna talk to the locals when we get to Oasis Seas. Can we drink of this water? Wait a minute. Babblefish in the ears. If you drink that water, you will surely die. Oh goodness! Thank you, sir, for letting me know. Thank you, Christian, for joining us, bro. I've been thinking about you a lot, man. Is your family still there? I'm guessing. Like Christian's sister came from London with her family to come and visit Christian and his dad, and I've been thinking about you so much. Sending so much love, brother Bear. I hope it's been beautiful. I'm sure it must have been. Mariah, it's so nice to see you, friend. We have been up to so many conundrums. You wouldn't believe. Like we had other friends using the word conundrum, and I'm like, where's Mariah? She would conundrum so hard right now. Mariah, thank you for joining us. I've been too busy to play video games, so I'm half on here and half on my game. Daniel, you can be in your game, friend. Imagine like what I actually did when I used to play games in China is I would put a game on. Well, I would put my Alan Watts audiobook on or seminar or whatever on, and then I would play games and I would just vibe uber deeply. I would play like a Risk of Rain, shooting creeps. Well, Alan Watts. It's such a beautiful contrast. Alan Watts would laugh his ass off if he had to see me doing that. Like a 21-year-old kid shooting monsters, listening to one of his seminars. He would lose his mind. He would be like, what is What is this world? What is this fucking world? Oh man, thank you for sharing that actually. I appreciate that, Daniel. Have an amazing time playing your game and listening in, friend. King in the North, procrastinate. I love you too, friend. Thank you for joining us. The birds that lay their eggs in other birds' nests so the other parents raise them is wild to me. That's some uncool behavior. The thing that bothers me over that whole scenario is the fact that the imposter bird grows to a size larger than the original host, like 3 times its size, and it still feeds it. It still feeds it. That breaks my brain. You know, like that's the wildest part about that situation. You know nothing, Jon Snow. I know procreate. I know. I know nothing, friend. That's the joke. I can't try to do 2 things at once because I want to do both fully. Play your game, Daniel. You don't get a lot of time to, friend. Love to you. Thank you for spending some time here too. I'm currently teaching, but I'm still with you, with everyone here. Love to you, Kevo. Of course, you're teaching, friend. I hope you're teaching poetry. What are you teaching? If you're willing to share, friend. If you get a moment to be here again. Love to you, Kevo. Thank you for the all seeing upvote. I missed Toasty. Mm. It's Channel Kyle for a moment. I see a. I think it's like a cacao pod that was like this, cut in half, and then there was like the skin was removed, and there was still like a fleshy part, and the fleshy part had like these flares of energy coming out of it around it, and then these flares of energy had like rainbow mosaics, sending vibes to Kyle somewhere in the infinity. He's still here in this moment with us, just in his moment with himself or with loved ones. However, it is, I'm sure there's love there. I love all of these moments everyone gives every day. We love having some of the moments that you give with us. Thank you, Natalie. We take care of each other instead of waiting for something outside of ourselves. Yeah. We're all here right now, friends. And that's the thing. We're all here right now. No matter where we are, no matter when we are, even a million years in the future, whatever version of us we are then is still here right now. It's just then. It just hasn't been here right now, right now. You know? Mm. Jon Snow, Wobble Hot, yes, I am in fact popular fictional character Jon Snow in the flesh. Tips hat. Talking about the snow. It is actually getting a little bit cold. Man, these burbs. There's like some gangsterism going on here right now. Territory of disputes. Oh, yawa, the dopamine. Yes, my body is like, good job, good job. Thank you for blanket. Good job. Hoping everyone is embracing the day. Big love to you too, Jumpin' Jack. Thank you, friend, for that. How are you doing? How's life been treating you? How are you treating you? Good day to everyone. Try to enjoy what you can today. What a beautiful thing that is to say. Try to enjoy what you can. Sometimes it's not all enjoyable, but try to enjoy what you can. I need to breathe into that. I do. Thank you. Thank you so much, Auntie. Babblefish is a reference to the universal translator. Thank you, Jumpin'. I appreciate that. There is enough for everyone. Distribution is the only problem. And the death cult called capitalism. Yeah. Death cult. I like that. Are you into capitalism? I mean, yeah. Oh, so you're in a death cult. What do you mean? I mean, you're killing the planet and you're all perpetuating it, hating people that don't believe the same thing that you do. That's what cults do, right? Um, I mean, I guess kids are just starting back at school and it's crazy busy already. I love it for them. That's so beautiful. B, I don't know if you friends know, but today is Ryan's daughter's first day of school ever. It's her first ever day of school today. Woo! What an experience that must be for both Ryan and for beautiful little Rosie. I think it's going to be such a crazy experience just having both of their last and her first, but also technically her last first day. Ryan's last first day as well. Oh goodness, I can't even imagine having kids yet. Never mind accompanying them to their first day of school. At least she's super excited about going back to or going to school for the first time, meeting meeting the world. I feel in a way for the first time. Going to school is like meeting the world, not just going to school. Wow, there are still many more firsts to come. Oh yes, absolutely. It's not a somber thing. I don't think. I feel it's just something to recognize. So many burbs. It's beautiful. I'm sorry if I'm distracted. Sending positive energy that direction. I hope all is well on the hill. Thank you, Jonathan, for that. I just said bless you, Melt, out loud. Thank you. I felt it. I feel a little bit more blessed. Wow. Yo. Within the infinity, there is now more blessed. And there was a few seconds ago. Thank you. I appreciate that so much, Shan. And especially for you letting me know. How exciting. I had a huge fight with my mom over what I wanted to wear my first day of preschool. It's like, bruh, I want to be like, your mom was like, no, fam, no. You're gonna look like a person. And you're like, but being looking like a person is boring, yo. I can't even remember if I had any resistance. I've never had a problem with clothing. Not really. I went through a stage when I was fat where I would despise skinny jeans because I would look like stuffed sausage. I'm so sorry. But after I got back into some sort of shape, I embraced all clothing again. I'd even wear dresses. I'm pretty much sold, 100% sold on wearing a kilt as well. I just haven't had access to one. My kids are encouraged to wear their own style. That's fantastic, Natalie. Thank you for like giving them that freedom. I have taken pirates and kittens out a few times. Yeah, it shows at the school as a pirate. What's up, Holmes? It's not Halloween. Yeah, it doesn't have to be Halloween to dress up. Yeah, suddenly whole life flashes before his eyes. It doesn't have to be Halloween to dress up. Sure. Infinite fractals opening up in front of them. Thank you for letting your kids teach the world. I appreciate that, Natalie. All we can do to remind ourselves of the blessings that we are privileged to experience. Absolutely jump in. It's a privilege to be experiencing this moment with you. Gateway process. What have I missed? Oh, a lot. A lot of stuff. We've talked about burbs. We've talked about separation. We've talked about the story of separation and watching the burbs, seeing them as self, experiencing life. We've talked about making sounds. We've talked about the economy going forward. We've talked about transitioning from capitalism to universal basic income, taking care of all of the people. We've talked about what am I missing? Yeah, that's about it. We've really been giving time to the burbs today. They've been teaching us. Thank you for joining us, Gateway Process. It's nice to have you, Fair. I hear that, Natalie. When my daughter was younger, she wanted to wear her Peppa Pig costume everywhere. I love that. I miss when my nephews dressed up everywhere they went. Kiddos are so fun. Like, I do plan on being a little bit of a character going into the future. Like living into the archetype of ridiculousness. I'm not scared of being perceived as crazy. Not really. I'm more concerned about myself considering myself crazy than other people considering me crazy. I joke, but I feel pretty sane most of the time, fortunately. I feel misunderstood by my family, but that doesn't make me insane. The burbs are having such a time. Let me show you. This water flowing to the ground there. And as the water flows, it drowns out all of them bugs. These burbs are definitely feeling seen right now. There was a big group kind of gathered around the hose opening, and then as soon as I picked up the camera, they were moving. So if I'm distracted, if I'm gazing out into the distance, I'm probably watching burbs. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm brought into the moment by the stench of my fart. Yup. Hmm. Sometimes I'm brought into the moment by the discomfort of being in a body, dude. Where I'll be sitting and I'll be aware, and then I'm like, fuck, why do I have discomfort somewhere? And then I have to shift my seating position, and I'm like, damn it. Get stronger, gets even stronger. That's like also part of the reason why I want to get stronger, so I can sit for multiple hours without discomfort. Isn't that ironic? Yes, get uber strong so that I can do nothing with my strength. Or Amara would wear a Viking hat. I mean, I never, I never had a Viking hat to wear, but I'm pretty sure I would have if I had the opportunity to. Choo choo. Thank you, Joy V, for the love, friend. Right now, I am playing trains, Bluey style, with my youngest outside while watching. Don't worry, she is the conductor. So I'm not typing and running the train. Good. Choo choo indeed. Thank you for sharing that with us, Natalie. I love that so much, friend. Congratulations, Lane. Thank you for that on beat. I'm not sure if he's here anymore, but the love has been sent nonetheless. I'm dying for it. Oh my goodness, I needed that laugh. My thoughts were so serious, and then boom, Gob's fart brings me back. A true poet. He really has a way with words, doesn't he? Deep breaths, feet flat on the soil. Get yourself nice and grounded. Silliness is my reason for existing sometimes, especially if we get too serious. We need to balance our seriousness as well, right? Kat lacht dus. Interesting verbs. They harmonize as well. They have like a frequency that they start off as, and then they hit like a certain amplitude, and they stick to that until they stop. Can you go again? Maybe a bit. Those as the black and white verbs. Don't text and choo choo. Shanansky. Great typing. Yeah, please. I think it's Natalie probably, but texting and choo chooing is very very much advised. Divinely expressed sneeze. Thank you so much, Gab. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. First day of school, my niece wore big green rain boots and a tutu. She's freaking awesome. I mean, you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. So, getting yourself dressed in rain boots is definitely a way to be prepared. The burbs are chasing one another. So much life. Charming tiger. You're making me think about our beloved friend, Maxine. She hasn't been here today. I see you though. Thank you for the silver friend. Hello, Joker. It is Batman. Matt? Charming tiger. Damn it! Now I have to remember more than one user. Fine, fine, Charming Tiger, have it your way. Adds an extra name to brain. Uh, that's not me. I think he knows. I deeply believe that we are here to enjoy ourselves, enjoy life, and never stop playing. Don't grow up. Why? What's the point of growing up? Who said we were supposed to? I suppose I had this lexic moment. I have them all the time, brother Goo. So yeah, Natalie, eyes on the tracks. Still, Shanansky, don't text and choo choo. It could cost you your life. I mean, he was just like specifically looking out for you, Shannon. He was like, yeah, Natalie has this, but you, Shannon, don't you dare text and choo choo. I agree, JV. We must be meant to feel and experience and be happy. Be happy. Weirdly enough, the bottle of soap I used today had like I think it's Radion. No, no, it's not Radion. Redox, something like that. Brand name, and then be happy on the bottle. And I looked at it and I was like, you know what? Thank you, bottle of soap. I will be happy. I am happy, bottle of soap. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I am. We are here to be happy. You deserve to be happy. Happiness is not something that you get, though. It's something that you are. And it's always like an experiment in some ways for me, where you do certain things, you change certain variables, and the amount of happy you are changes. There she is. I was just talking about you, Maxine. Just like 5 minutes ago, less than like probably 2 minutes ago, I was like, Maxine, we had a friend here called Charming Tiger, and I was like, Maxine is the Charming Tiger. So you're here, Fred. It's nice to have you. Thank you for always showing up, man. I appreciate the space. Bless, bless, bless. Bless to you. Thank you, Jumpin, for that, friend. So much blessings to you, too. We're going to be so fine. We're using our technology for one another. You know, like for my whole life, my technology use was very selfish, where it's me experiencing entertainment, right? So me and an entertainment style, whatever. And then it transitioned to the games, where I could play with friends. And then it transitioned into this, where we're using our internet, our technology, to interact with one another. And I believe that this is the next step in our humanity, that we have had access to this power platform for a long time, but the way that it was kind of built was in a little bit of a selfish consumerist way, where you being selfish and then being selfish enough to want things and then get advertised to get sold those things was the business model. But if we are seen as the thing that is valuable above the products that we can, provide or buy, how is that going to change things? How is abundance going to look? I'm hopeful. I'm so hopeful, Jumpin. Thank you, friend. Thank you for showing up with me. Thank you for doing what it is we're doing in this space. It gives me hope for humanity, dude. You you give me hope for humanity, friend. Beings was summoned, and here she is, manifested into the space. So much love to you, Maxine. Agree, JB. I think I've heard this one before. That straight sounds like fufara. Fufara. Fufara? Yes. Yes, Mariah. Fufara. Fufara sounds like some sort of royalty, like Egyptian royalty. Fufara. I'm fine, Gov. I won't next time. I take my train out for a ride. Good. Thank goodness. Shannon is actually listening to us. So many people freaking texting and choo chooing, not looking where they're driving. Yes, they could be like swerving into trees or something. It's a train melt. I mean, they could be like driving into cars or something. There's no cars in the train track. They could be like, I mean, if you were to text and choo choo, it, it technically makes more sense to text choo choo. Am I over analyzing it? 1111 to you too. Thank you for tuning me into the frequency. I appreciate that, Shannon. But my daughter is an experienced conductor. 2 weeks straight of choo choos. Like I'm so curious, Natalie. I'm seeing partially a massive train being ridden by your daughter, and then I'm partially seeing like a little kid train being ridden by your daughter, and I'm not sure exactly where it falls. She's definitely a professional at this point, then, Natalie. I mean, 2 weeks of choo chooing. How could you not be proud at that point? You're a burp, sunshine sister. What a blessing to have you here with us, friend. I feel a little bit tired right now. I'm pretty drained. I feel good though. I'm not I feel lethargic, but I don't feel badly lethargic, right? I don't feel like I'm being dragged. I just feel like I'm slow. Me so slow. Cannot wait to chat. Adore you, burp friend. Thank you so much for that love. Please do reach out here, burp. If you need to chat to any of us, so much love to you. How are you doing? How's the kids? How's the loved ones? They're dive bombing each other again. Don't forget to sing. That's not a bad idea. What are we gonna sing about? A song for abundance, a song for separation, a song for unity. Ever more abundance flows to me. I give it back with absolute glee. Oh, ever more abundance flows to me. I give it back with absolute glee. Oh, ever more abundance flows to Kier Burp. She gives it back like an absolute stack. Oh, ever more abundance flows to God. He gives it back. He can't be stopped. Oh, ever more abundance flows to Jobot. She makes it flow that everyone can get some. I'm tripping out right now. Oh goodness. What is life even? What is this? What is happening right now? Sometimes it's important to ask ourselves those questions. It is beautiful. It is worthy of love. It is fascinating. It is educational. It is ever changing. It is wise. It is present. It is. My son turns 10 in 2 months and wishes at 11:11. Thank you for that, Natalie. That's a lot of cheers. Natalie. Man, I love you, friends. Love you too, Shan. All you're seeing, the love you're feeling is in you, friend. Thank you so much for sharing it with us as well. If I were a more wealthy person, I would get everyone that has kids an extra tablet so we could get all the kids on a virtual train together. That sounds pretty lit, actually. Get to have conversations with their cabin mates. I don't know how to say that. Would be pretty cool, actually, Natalie. Is she on the train on a tablet right now? Is that how it works? Thank you for sharing your wealth of compassion, Natalie. There we go. What is anything ever? I can't make sense of most things these days, so I just get up at 7 and put on melts. Joy me, thank you for that, friend. I'm happy to hear you say that. You sound like, oh, who can make sense of this? Tunes into Melt stream. Melt. Can't make sense of this. It's like, oh no, what, are we doomed? No, we're not. Because we're learning actively, aren't we, JV? Like, we don't have to know what anything is when we know that things are love. When we can know that at least within this not knowing of anything, love is true. That if we forget everything else, we'll remember that. We'll remind one another of that. Thank you for actively reminding me, Joy V. You friends are genuinely such a help. How's your day going, Melty? Fantastically. I feel a little bit wound down. You know, like I'm coming to a standstill for a bit. But I'm feeling good nonetheless. You're so loved too, Kira Burr. Again, friend, thank you. Thank you for sharing the love. I feel more stable with you, friends. In a way, we are. We shared a little bit of that before as well, Kira Burp. In a way, with friends, you are more stable because technically, I still believe we're all the same fundamental consciousness experiencing this point of focus, right? This is consciousness experiencing focus through this medium, the medium that is my body. But that's the same consciousness experiencing your mediums as well. And this body comes with the fluctuations of itself and with the fluctuations of environment and can feel certain ways and other ways as a result of that, sometimes good, sometimes bad. And then as more selves come together, that fluctuation, right? Like myself might be fluctuating like this. And then another self might be fluctuating like this. And then another self might be fluctuating like this. So eventually there is so much of that ebb and flow fluctuating in this space, in the centerness that we come to, that there is more stability within the collective mind, within the collective soul, within our collective humanity that we share in this space with one another, within our unity, if you will. Thank you for adding to that stability. Kira Burb, we see you, friend. So much love to you too. I'm going to do a short live in 45 minutes if anyone is around to say hi. Thank you for letting us know on B. Please do go and say hi to our beloved on B. So it's in like 40 minutes now. So around the next hour mark, I think is the best way to say it. In that way, we transcend time zones. Mm, I'll check it out, Boop Scoop. Thank you for that. I love that, Boop Scoop. I'll do the snoot boop and boogie. I don't know what that means actually. Snoot boop and boogie. The first thing that comes to mind upon thinking that is just Uncle Becky's 11 October. 11 carat? We meet again. Nemuke. Are you here to challenge me? What have you brought for me to see, to feel, to experience? What wise or horrifying realities have you explored as of late? What is there in your soul in this moment? Do you consider yourself separate to me? Or do you recognize unity? Okay, now. Thank you for joining me, friend. The way you said we meet again instantly triggered my, I don't know, villain monologue. Somehow there was a part of me that felt like there was an ancient battle going on between us. I just woke up with a headache, nothing special. Are you drinking enough water, friend? And if you are still spending some time in this headache, drink like a liter to 2 liters of water within the next hour. And then wait another hour. And then feel how you feel. That's the only way I treat headaches. I drink an excessive amount of water. And then the headache usually goes away. Take care of yourself, friend. So much love to you. I hope you feel better soon. I think I missed a few. Damn, I missed a lot of them. There we go. What is new? Bluey style train is done with chairs lined up. Ah, there we go. The screens would be so basically let them all the passengers together go choo choo. Thank you, Natalie. I love that idea actually. Hey, you reading this? Yeah, you. Do you see just how freaking beautiful you are? Feel that? You. Yes, you. How beautiful you are. I love you. This space right here and all of the love within it. Much, much to you. So much to you too, Joy Beef. Thank you for that. I feel so gooey right now. Jovan, I was in front of a mirror when I read that, of course. Natalie, you friend, are beautiful. Jobot incepted happy feels into my brain. Oh, I'm so moody. Mene, mene. Jobot suddenly tuning into what's what's happening to me? Why do I feel so much better? Jovan is like, you have been reprogrammed. Get wrecked. Get so wrecked into the loveness. Joe, you were so awesome. Thank you, friends, for sending the love right back to her. Coding, recoding, Jovan's, vibes as well. I just realized that YouTube can sync to my new TV, melt on the big screen. The fractal that is melt, like I'm getting close to being life size in your room right now. It's almost like I'm sitting across from you. It gets closer, Natalie. I love you. Thank you, friends. I definitely agree. We're stronger together. I've been watching your stream since June 11th, and I have seen a positive change within myself as well as others. I honor you, Maxine. I saw a reindeer when I closed my eyes. It looked like a reindeer. He had big horns. So much love to you. I appreciate your love so much, Maxine. You do so much, friend. You're gonna continue to. Thank you for doing so much for this space as well. I haven't met. We haven't met yet because I've been a bit of a winding path. But hi, friend. I've been watching Mel since the beginning, and I'm so grateful for new friends like you. Thank you so much, Kira Burr, for saying love to our beloved Maxine. Probably 2 liters in 24 hours. Yeah, try tripling that and you might get less headaches. Don't have to try tripling that. You don't have to triple that, but try. 4 liters a day feels good to me at this point. I don't get headaches nearly as much as I used to. And I also got like these mild, uncomfortable, almost like heady, foggy headaches. And drinking enough water helped a lot for that. It was like a hack. Drink excess water and then pee more, but also less headaches. And I'm like, yeah, sounds like a worthy trade-off. Kids back on school schedule. They are. I hope for Kira Burp so as well. Actually, maybe she has some more time. We refer to Thought General as Kira Burp because she changed names 9,000 times. Kira Burp, Kristen, uh, Space, Space Rucker Burp, right? I remember that one as well. The fractals are still there somewhere. Kira Burp, our beloved Kira Burp. We love her so much. Thank you, God, for sharing that as well. My heart gets so warm and happy when you call me Kirbier. No school here until after Labor Day. I don't know when that is, but thank you, Kirabir, for sharing with us. Does South Africa have any soap TV shows? Yeah, we have Sjevendelaan and Binnenlanders, which are like fan favorites. I've maybe seen like three Sjevendelaan episodes and like half of a Binnenlanders episode in my life, but apparently it's very popular. It's still going as well, I think. Both of them. I don't know, to be honest, but apparently both of them are still going. I love the name Kira Burp so much. So much. I'm happy, friend. That's what it's about, right? Like if you have a sense of resonation with the name that we call you, that's what Meltmore is to me. It is, and I like the word melt almost more. Just melt. It feels softer than the name I've had, and it's also a reminder at the same time. You know, if your name becomes you, I want to melt this ego, this person that I think of as myself. I don't want it to go away, but I want it to be malleable. The future is going to so rapidly change that if we're not in a fluid state, we might just get snapped in half. Nobody wants that. We want to be in balance, flowing throughout the infinities. I love it too. It feels so endearing. Burpy burp. Thank you for that. I love that, Jovan. Kirsten. Kirsten, really? The more I know. Love to you too. Kirsten. I'll take two, please. Thank you for the group hugs, friend. Oh, so beautiful. I'll hug myself in solidarity. Looks like a portal, but it looks like a portal of technology, and it has like a glass shutter to it, but it's massive. Looks kind of sci-fi almost actually. Portal to somewhere, portal to one another, I guess. This maybe it was a cell phone in a way. Portal to one another, literally. That garden you're in eerily reminds me of the Teletubbies. That is kind of eerie, especially since I watched the Teletubbies as a young kid, and I really wanted whatever that pink shit was, dude. Whatever that pink shit was, tickled my brain, dude. I mean, that show technically started my mind on the whole robots can do things for you, can make you food, you can have like smart machines that produce some sort of pink stuff in bowls. That's like the best shit ever, according to the Teletubbies. They really seem to enjoy it. My just little kids, yo, little kids. That is an interesting thing to be reminded of, name. Okay, you have contributed to many positive changes, friend. The proof is in the community that visits you. Friend, I love that so much. I appreciate it so much, but I cannot take any responsibility. I would love to, my ego especially would like to be like, yeah, it was me, but it was you, jump in. It was all of you, friends. I might have provided some information, but you were the one that implemented it, and I cannot praise you enough for that. So thank you, jump in. Thank you so much, Luke. Like when Bot deemed me Max Bean. I kind of like Max Bean as well. Kind of sounds like a coffee brand, like the best. Like you don't want coffee, you want Max Bean. Huh? Maxine, there we go. Future business. Suddenly, uber wealthy Maxine Fractal opens up. There is pheasants starting to walk into the garden as well. Man, I had this idea, and this is just to like share some of the craziness that my mind goes into. But I had this picture in my head of 5 years into the future, having had the resources to buy a bunch of gear, and then having like camera setups kind of underneath the roof, but facing or pointing out the garden. Having AI cameramen running those cameras with like full zoom capabilities, and then having it just show anything that's moving, in like a maybe like a time frame way. Maybe you can even have it where the community contributes, where they can see the full frame with another camera and then click or pick what it is they want to focus on as a community. You can even have multiple inputs at the same time. So if there's like a almost a 50-50 split between what people want to see, it actually lets you see both things at the same time. And then just getting like this whole almost like world that you get to peer into whenever it is you want to. And those things can be kind of like run by, as I said, like AI completely. It was just this fascination, like I would love to just sit here with like a very zoom capable camera and then just like punch in on birds flying from one branch to another, dive bombing down to eat a bug, being on the ground and then having other birds dive at it. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but stuff like that brings so much joy to my heart in a way that I would like to share. I would really like to share. I always wanted to say that to you. So, hi. Thank you, Kira Verb, for saying hi, friend. The love is true. I love coming back to this space and hearing all of the positive effects that happened after we all meet. Imagine meeting each other in person. How powerful that's going to be, Maxine. I actually love that show. Did I Max Beans you? I think so. I do think so, Siobhan. I'm a sucker for nicknames. They feel like word hugs. I love that so much. Instead of just remembering someone's name, you give them like a pet name as a hug in a way, right? Word hug. I love that. You should see the sun, baby. She had a baby of her own, right? The sun baby is a grown ass person living a life, having a child right now. What a trip. Where is the sun right now? I think it is set. Now he's gonna get redder and redder. Look who's here! The Leah saying, "Hey Melty," and more. Just hopping in to drop a love bomb on you infinitely beautiful beings. Thank you for being who you are. Enjoy this wonderful day to be alive. I see two hands with a orb floating in the middle of them. Thank you for that, Talia. I appreciate the love. Even Ryan is here. We've been talking about you today, Brother Bear. It's nice to see you. Sending you so much love too, man. Just tuning in now. After the kids are to school, we actually talked about the first day of Rosie. It's nice to have you here, Brother Bear. Love to you. Young Tex is here as well, saying, "Nice to catch you again, brother. The weather is looking beautiful out there today. It is pretty clear skies. It's a little bit cool as the sun is setting, but it's beautiful. Young Tex, you've been missed, friend. It's nice to see you here again. How's life been treating you? How have you been treating you? Desperate Ad is here as well. It's Meltmore. Drum corps music starts playing. It's nice to have you too, friend. I think the best kid shows are probably Hey Arnold or Fairly Odd Parents. Fairly Odd Parents is pretty fire. I won't lie, dude. Like it scratched that childlike fascination part of having godparents, getting everything you could ever want and showing you how even if you could get everything you ever want, that could also blow up in your face most of the time. Max Beans coffee. As I'm making a cup of coffee, I keep telling you I can see, Maxine. Sees through your eyes. Coffee. Yes, exactly. Sup, man? Sup, you, dude? I'm chilling. I'm having a good time. This is the best I felt in a while. The space does wonders. Also, today is our 19th wedding anniversary. Congratulations. Congratulations, Kira Bird. What a beautiful amount of time. That's wild. Sending you so much love for that, friend. Have an amazing time. I hope you get to treat one another well. In space. How do you deal with depression? I experience it, friend. If I'm in a state of depression, instead of making rash decisions or trying to distract myself, I just sit with it. And I'm like, hello, old friend. What's happening? And then it's like, and I'm like, yeah. Oh. Okay. Mm, all right. Come back to breath. Appreciate that breath. Look around at my environment. Appreciate what I get to see. Look down at my hands. Be grateful that I have hands. Realize that I can't see anything at all. Be grateful for my eyes. That I can hear things. Be grateful for my ability to hear things. My hands pressed against one another. I can feel things. Smelling things and tasting things, friend. Come back to a sense of gratitude and it helps. It helps with the depression. Keep showing up, friend. Never commit suicide. Please. Keep showing up, friend. You are so loved. There are a lot of things to live for, and things will get better. Been working on myself and being more conscious of living in the moment, brother. Hope you're doing well. Love your consistency on videos. You're dedicated to getting more positive thoughts and messages out that it shows. Young Tex, thank you, friend, for doing the same for yourself. It shows. It shows, dude. You know, like that's the point I'm making with this stream as well. And even though I'm doing it in this way, you are doing it in your own life as well. You cannot help but. You will continue to. And the only thing that we can now try and do is show up for the truth of love, right? To live more consciously, to be more present within this moment. And if all of us, as the individual self, can be more present in this moment, there will be more presence in this moment. And that will bleed into all of existence. Not only our, humanity's existence, but even the realms beyond that, friend. Thank you for playing your role. Thank you for seeing me and playing mine. Appreciate that so much. Thank you all. We celebrated at Red Rocks and will again at another Avert Bros concert next week. Commitment mini ceremonies at each shows for a while now. Commitment mini ceremonies. I don't know what that is, but I can deduct what that is. Sounds amazing. Kind of like a vow renewal. Just being able to see through new eyes one another again. Thank you for that. That sounds beautiful, right? So romantic. I've seen a lot of messed up things on the internet. You looked for a lot of messed up things on the internet, name okay. And I regret to say that, but I'm a victim of that myself. All of the messed up things I saw on the internet, I saw because I looked. Not because it was being forced down my throat, not because I was being victimized, because me, as a conscious agent of the infinity, chose to look at something. 888 showing friends. Manifesting abundance, the harvest, the flow of energy from above through us into earth, from earth through us above. I see an X with a like a pillar, like a concrete pillar with a bright burning flame above it. Thank you, Maxine, for sharing that love, friend. Keep coming back and sharing space with us. If it's helpful to you, there's nothing but love here. We'll try to help wherever we can, friend. Keep showing up. I know you're mellow, but the drum corps suits your vibe even now. I'm just letting it play, capture the moment. I actually have a little bit of a aggressive metal side to me too. Weirdly enough, desperate ad. I'm gonna make metal someday as well. I see myself doing it with Lane, but Lane might be too big for me by the time I want to make metal with him. I hope so, at least. But it's gonna be a vibe, dude. Maybe we'll make metal with AI or something. Definitely, Christian wants to make metal as well. Like me and Christian would do this, where we would just kind of like get into these where Christian would go into his own tune as well. He would just like vibe. It's gonna be a whole vibe. We're everything, friend. We're literally everything. There's nothing that we cannot do. Anything that a human can do, you can do. And even beyond that. Slimy sleep. SS. Mm. Howdy, Melt. Appreciate seeing you today. Much love to you too, Fred. That's nice of you to share some love with us. How cool to have you in this moment, in this space. Again, how's the kids? How are you, friend? How's life been treating you? Appreciate you seeing you today. Again, love. Thank you, friend. Thank you so much. You know what's more true than love? Love twice. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can't ignore it when there's twice as many love as you thought there were. Terp terp. Is there Pillis here? Where's there Pillis? I'm not seeing him. Bundling our love for him. Thank you for that. I'm worried about him as well at this point. Like I've been missing him for a while now. Oh, I really. I'm watching TV too. It's wild. You friends are melting me right now. That's a mind blowing question. Makes me think about so many cultures where soap operas must be a human trait to love drama. I'm pretty sure about it. Drama is almost like built into us. I wonder if it's a symptom of abundance. Like these birds are abundant. Like they have gang food. So if they weren't dramatic and like chasing each other around, it might be a little bit boring for them even. So maybe as we get more abundant, we get more dramatic to compensate for the amount of difficulty we have to face in life. I must go for now. Natalie, you were here, friend. Many you see all the fractals you need to help. May you see all the fractals you need to help you through your day. Thank you for that, Natalie. Sending you love. The sun is setting behind you. You have this halo around your head. Love to you. Thank you, Joy V. I appreciate you seeing me. Like I trip out about the fact that other people think I'm a person. Like just saying those words makes me sound like an insane person, but where I was like, oh shit, I'm a person. I I person and stuff. You think that's funny, birds? It's not funny, yo. It's terrifying because like and when I say that, you see me out there in the world, right, doing things, autonomizing, and you're like, oh look, a person. And I don't know why, but for some reason, when I realized that people think I'm a person, it tripped me out. I was like, what the fuck? I don't want to be a person. Who said? Who said? Who said they could do that? So thank you, Joy V, for seeing me, friend, for being able to see this person and being able to see beyond that too. It means more than I can say. So much love to you, friend. Can we take a moment to send some healing energy to our friend Clint Turpillis? It's been dealing with health conditions for having COVID. So at first, I saw what looked like a microphone, and then there was like a shell around the microphone. And then I realized it wasn't a microphone, but it was in fact the center of a spaceship. And the thing that went around it were these bars attached to these panels, attached to the center part of the spaceship. And these bars with these panels would be spinning around, creating artificial gravity. Sending love to Clinter Pillis. Thank you for bringing that to our attention, for allowing us to send love together. I appreciate that so much, Shan. Medicine Mother. Thank you. This is your job, friend. This is your job. I appreciate you so much for doing it. Like, this is how we can heal people too. even without remedies. We can start this way. I appreciate that. Again, Shan, so much love to you. Thank you, Jovan, for sending love too. Diana's here with us. How are you feeling today, beloved friend? Feeling concerned about him. Me too. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shan. I see you, friend. So much for the love. I appreciate that. Mm. Mm. Hey, always a good time in this space. Boys are doing well. 6-year-old wants to play Dungeons and Dragons badly with me, but my 4-year-old can't hang with the storytelling for more than 5 to 10 minutes. Can't wait until they're both ready for the adventures. I'm pretty sure you must be looking forward to that. How cool is that? To have your mom as your DM. What a wild. Yo, that's tripping me out, friend. You are super cool. Instead of getting bedtime story, you play Dungeons and Dragons with your mom. That is so radical. Thank you for sharing that, SS. It is a trip to think about being in this body, having this experience collectively yet singularly, being everywhere all the time right now, and then being this at the same time, being everything and nothing. Literally. Nobody. Melody to you too, Savina. Thank you for the love, friend. The word person means of sound. We are literally creatures of sound. I like that actually. I emailed Shannon. Thank you, Goo. I appreciate that. Shannon emailed you tonight. Thank you for that, friend. I appreciate both of you sending that love. Thank you, genuinely. Manifesting abundance in your life too. Shannon, believe it. Believe it's already so. Be thankful like it is already so. I was checking my email frequently all day yesterday. Thank you so much. It is happening, slowly but surely, Shan. Jumping off to finish a few chores real quick and then going live finally. Thank you, Aunt B. She's going live in 12 minutes, friends. Check her out. Take care, Melton Moore. Thank you, Aunt B, for sharing some love with us. Tag me. I look forward to it. Finish Glittering says, howdy, friends. Have you started watching your videos? Have just started watching your videos. You live in a gorgeous place. Thank you. Finish Glittering. 78. 87. That dyslexia coming back to bite me in the ass. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm trying to attach you to a fractal in my brain. Finish Glittering. For what it's worth, I want you to never finish glittering. Continue glittering into infinity, friend. Denise and Paul? Two of you. That's even better. Thank you so much for the love. You flatter me. Thank you for spending some time here. I hope that the love we share in this space is true. I hope it does a lot for you, as much as it does for us. Big hug to you too from the Teletubbies. Thank you for that name, okay? You schmeckshi. Sofa, sofa, sofa. Thank you, friends, for joining me. We're gonna pull a card, and then we're gonna finish today's stream. Glitterfinity. Mmm. Glitterfinity. That kind of sounds lit. I like it. Card time. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Shannon. Yes, you got. Appreciate all the hearts. Thank you for the love. Glitterfinity. Card time. Card time. Yes. I don't know if I'm gonna shuffle actually today. Sofa, sofa, sofa. Love, love, love to you. Thank you. D&D storytelling has helped me appreciate my companions and their abilities to problem solve and imagine things that I don't, allowing myself to slow down and enjoy the sometimes slow pace that collaboration sometimes takes. Yeah, D&D can be pretty known for that. Very right. But I appreciate you embracing that side of it, especially with kids. Thank you, SS, for doing that with your kids. You know, I feel this is the type of stuff that they will remember infinitely. The type of stuff they get to tell their friends, and then their friends are instantly jealous of them. Not that it's a good thing, but it's a good thing for you, and it's a good thing for them. So much love to you, friend. Wooden criticism, love to you too, friend. I'm happy you're having a good time. Looking extra sexy today, yeah. The sexiness is just gonna increase, dude. Eventually, the sex appeal is just going to like melt the world or something. Why are you doing this to me? I can't take myself seriously when I make jokes like that. So love to you, friend. You flatter me. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's hard for me to accept compliments like that. Feeling fire in today's card. Feeling fire. Well, I have to see which one it is. Are you gay? I mean, gay from the perspective of being happy? I'm super gay, dude. Gay from the perspective of liking men? No. I do like my friends who happen to be men, but I don't want to kiss them. So I guess that makes me not gay or something. Doesn't matter if I'm gay or not. Are you gay? Why are we talking about being gay or not? Love you. I love you. I love you. Not from a place of being gay, but from a place of knowing that you are the same me that I am, friend. And when you can see that, when you can see that we're all the same consciousness living a embodied experience, you can love whoever you want to love because it's you loving yourself. But it should be consensual. The other person should want to love you too. I love you, friend. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for caring. Doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. Love is true. Exactly. Exactly. Within culture. Absolutely. You're gonna recruit the friends for sure. So much love to you all. Love to you too. Thank you, SS. Did you miss any year in particular or memories of the past? No. I don't look back that much, friend. There is only now. There is only now. Like all of my previous experiences have been less good than now, if that makes any sense. Always. It only gets better. Only gets better, only gets more full, only gets more interesting. I get to experience more depth than I've ever been able to, and I appreciate that so much. You friends have helped me experience more depth than ever. What a weird question. A good answer, my friend. Thank you. Finishing glitter. I appreciate the love too. This conversation just got weird, lol. One love. One love to you. Oh, the DNA card. Yow! Wow! I love this card. This is my third favorite card in the whole deck. The Rainbow DNA. Like, we've had a whole stream talking about this, actually. Rainbow DNA. Are you ready for some wacky informations? One love to you, friend. Thank you so much for the love you're sharing here as well. One big weird love. Look at this beautiful card. How crazy. There's a lion coming for me. Let me see. There we go, Maxine. I knew there was me like Rainbow DNA. There we go. Thank you, Shannon. Isn't that gorgeous? So, this is what we're doing right now, friends. I honestly believe in this moment we're doing what this card is talking about. And I believe that's why we're pulling this card today. It goes conscious evolution. I've called these streams, literally instead of streams, I've called them conscious evolutions because we're coming here and choosing to consciously ask ourselves questions. Today, the question was, are we separate? Are we actually separate at all, whatsoever? And realizing that no, we are not. That is a question you ask yourself, and you can consciously evolve asking questions like that. Fuck you, man. I'm sure you would want to, friend. I'm sorry that I'm not gay. It might have been easier for you to fuck me if I was gay. I'm so sorry to disappoint. I really am. I love you still. Maybe in another life, friend. Let me see. I love the sound of those ducks. You are a lucky man. Pick a card for me. I'll pick a card for you too, friend. I'm just gonna read this one first, and you know what? I'll pick a card first, and then I'll read today's card. This is your card, friend. Oh goodness. Oh, Maxine is gonna trip out when she sees this. Maxine. Firekeepers. No way, Maxine. That's no, please. I know. Stop tripping out. I'm tripping out. If you're gonna trip out more, I'm gonna trip out more, and I won't be able to read words. So please, please, okay. So firekeepers, and if you didn't ask me to pull a card, and I was like, no, 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 finish glitter, no card for you, then I wouldn't pull that card, and we wouldn't have this moment, Maxine. I told you. Well, stop it, Maxine. Stop being so powerful. You're making me feel small. I'm of course joking. So much love to you, friend. I love the sound. Okay, thank you. Okay. Let's read this one first. So, Maxine, now this card is gonna be even more trippy based on what we just experienced. Human DNA uses the phi ratio to form the wave that spins our genetic codes. Scientists seeking to unravel the mystery of these codes observe a mass of unexpected DNA within the traditional double helix. Nope. Scientists seeking to unravel the mystery of these codes observe a mass of unexpressed DNA within the traditional double helix. Labeled by some as junk DNA, this additional information epitomizes our highest potential as yet unexpressed. In most humans, only about 3% of this code is currently switched on. By activating these dormant genes, we find the gateway to an infinite source of evolutionary wisdom. Decoding and activating this full spectrum of insight and understanding creates a rainbow of possibilities that correspond to the emerging field of conscious evolution. Part of the process is learning the dynamics through which evolution does its transformational work. Through exploration of those dynamics, we can intentionally and wisely apply them to transform ourselves and our world. That is what we're doing every day. We're showing up and we're asking these questions. We're going through an exploration of dynamics, intentionally and wisely applying them to transform ourselves and our world. Yo! Okay, I'm sorry. Visualize yourself spinning within this beautiful rainbow DNA, activating your potential. Draw upon this potent emotion of love and compassion to stimulate the harmonics of your heart and speed your pace of evolution. Each time you act from your heart in contribution of mankind and the healing of Mother Earth. Damn. And then Firekeepers has this as its meaning. Fire is historically the source of protective warmth, light in the darkness, and heat for cooking, and was essential to the survival of the original peoples. Firekeepers hold a sacred responsibility both for the physical survival and the ceremonial spiritual protection of the community. Theirs is an essential and esteemed service. Triangles represent spirit, divinity, life, strength, harmony, and completion. The upward facing triangle is traditionally associated with fire, action, and the masculine. Three fires warming many hands invite you to warm invite you to warm to the understanding of these three levels of conscious personal mastery. I'm having a hard time reading you. Physical awareness, mental attention, intention, and spiritual evolution. So, the three levels of conscious evolution and conscious personal mastery is the physical awareness, the mental intention, and then the spiritual evolution. You are invited to become aware of the effects that your actions have on this physical plane. Are you living your bliss through your chosen vocation? Does your job contribute to the welfare of those around you as well to your own needs? Engage your mind and reflect on how the responsibilities you have chosen contribute to the whole of humanity. How might you more effectively engage your intentions to set in motion your vision of the future? Lastly, explore your connection to spirit and request to be of greater service to the divine will and the evolution of consciousness. This card is a card of action. Recognition of your sacred responsibility will help bring you into alignment with the purpose of your soul. And I did pull it reversed, technically. And it goes, has your enthusiasm grown cold of late? Consciously revitalize the fire of your vision. Whew, like I feel after what we just went through, the fire of my vision cannot not be revitalized. Thank you so much, friends, for sharing these moments with me. Dude, what did I say? I told you. You did. You were completely in tune, Maxine. More in tune than I could have even realized. And if I wasn't trying to realize, I wouldn't have. Thinking about that as well. Thank you, Tech Tight. It's nice to see you too, friend. This card is sending shockwaves through my entire reality. I can feel it. I can feel it. Thank you, Finish Littering. Glitterfinity, for joining me. Thank you to both of you for the love. Thank you for sharing these moments with me. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you so much. I don't know if you friends know, but the reason I'm so strongly feeling about pulling these cards is originally because of Shannon as well. You know, Shannon loved the card pulling so much that I felt if Shannon loves it that much, someone else might as well. And Maxine, the amount of love that you have had for the card pulling as well, and the fact that you, I mean, you were basically clairvoyant today in stream. You friends melt me. And if you friends didn't share what you wanted of reality, what you wanted to manifest in reality, then we wouldn't have manifested this reality. And if we have done this much, if we have been allowed to experience this much thus far, imagine what more is to come. Thank you, friends, for inspiring me. It was nice to have you here. Glitterfinity. So much love to you, Rambler, to you too. Trying to figure out whether you were trying to finish glittering or finish and are glittering. I am getting to the finish of the glittering. I need to go and glitter on the grass as well because I haven't finished glittering in a while. Sorvina, love you, friends, so much. SS, thank you, friend. So much love to you. Have an amazing day. Go and be the beautiful person that you are in the world. I love you. Thank you for spending a few moments with me. Y'all sit in a precious part of my heart. Thank you for being right here with me, too. Love you, Jovan. I'll see you, friends, again very soon, tomorrow, around this time. Goodbye. Have the bestest day, everyone. Freaking love each of you so very dearly. Melt and all of you beautiful friends. Love you so much too. Thank you, Shannon. I'll see you friends again very, very soon. Goodbye, everyone.